Ever glance down at your wrist and just wonder? About the tiny, complex world of software that's ticking away inside your smartwatch? Well, today, we're diving deep into one of the biggest players in that world, Google's Wear OS. I mean, seriously, think about it. This is a device a lot of us just strap on every single day. It's gone from a simple time teller to this little hub for our entire digital life. It's a pretty wild journey, and that's the story we're going to unpack today. So let's rewind. Our story actually starts not with Wear OS, but with a totally different name, Android Wear. This was way back in 2014, and it was Google's big, ambitious first jump into the world of wearables. And boy, did this platform grow up fast. It launched in 2014 with big names like LG and Samsung on board. Just a year later, it opened its doors to iPhone users, which was a huge deal. By 2016, you could actually take calls from your wrist. But 2017, that's when things got really interesting. Android Wear 2.0 came along, and with it, standalone apps. This finally started to untether the watch from the phone, letting it become its own powerful little device. And you know what? It got off to a pretty decent start. In that very first year, 720,000 Android Wear smartwatches were shipped. Now that's a solid entry into a brand new market. It wasn't earth-shattering, maybe, but it proved one thing for sure. People were definitely curious about what a smartwatch could do. But here's the thing. Curiosity can only get you so far. The platform needed a much clearer identity, a new direction, if it was really going to compete. And that led to a major reinvention. So in 2018, Google did something big. They rebranded Android Wear to just Wear OS. And this was so much more than a simple name change. You can see it right here in their official statement. They talked about reflecting their vision and, most importantly, the people who wear the watches. It was a signal that they were fundamentally shifting their whole approach. This new way of thinking really set the stage for what I would call the single most important moment in the platform's entire history. This wasn't just an update, it was a strategic move that completely reshaped the smartwatch landscape. And it came from a very surprising new alliance. And this was it. This was the moment. In 2021, Google and Samsung, two absolute tech giants, announced they were merging their smartwatch platforms. This solved a massive problem for Google. See, Samsung's own Tizen OS was known for being super efficient and smooth, and now all of that was being combined with Wear OS. And if that wasn't enough, Google had just bought Fitbit. So you take all that, you mix it together, and boom, you get the birth of the modern Wear OS 3, a powerhouse with world-class fitness tracking baked right in. Okay, so that's the history. Pretty cool, right? But what does this supercharged, unified platform actually mean for you day to day? Let's take a look at how all this tech actually comes to life right there on your wrist. Well, it's basically like having a personal assistant strapped to you. You can get directions from maps while you're walking, pay for your coffee with Wallet, ask Google's AI a quick question, even turn off the lights at home, all without ever having to pull your phone out of your pocket. And that Fitbit integration, it was an absolute game changer for health tracking. Suddenly, Wear OS became this really serious wellness tool. It could leverage all of Fitbit's powerful know-how to monitor everything, your exercise, your sleep, your heart rate, and it plays nice with all the top apps like Strava and Calm, so you get this complete picture of your well-being. The whole app ecosystem is just stronger than it's ever been. You can start a WhatsApp chat using just your voice. You can download a playlist from YouTube Music for a run so you can leave your phone at home, or pull up your boarding pass right from Google Wallet. The watch isn't just a fun accessory anymore, it's a truly functional extension of your digital life. But, technology never, ever stands still, especially in a market this competitive. The story of Wear OS is really a story of constant evolution. The platform just keeps getting more powerful and more personal, all to stay ahead of the curve. And the impact of that huge Samsung partnership was immediate. I mean, just look at this data from the third quarter of 2021. Wear OS's market share jumped to over 17%. That put it firmly back in the race against Apple's Watch OS. That unification strategy, yeah, it was a massive success. It created a true competitor. The progress since that big leap has been so clear and deliberate. You can think of it in steps. Wear OS 3 was that revolutionary unification. Then, Wear OS 4 built on that by focusing on smarter, more personalized design. And now, the recent Wear OS 5 is all about refining that experience, making everything just that little bit smoother and more intuitive in that endless race for the top spot. And here's a perfect example of that refinement, Material U, which came along with Wear OS 4. It's this really clever design system that automatically grabs colors from whatever watch face you've chosen and then splashes them across the whole interface. Your menus, your tiles, your notifications. It's a subtle touch for sure, but it's what makes the device feel less like a gadget and more like a truly personal accessory. So, from what was basically just a simple notification screen to this powerful unified platform for health, communication, and so much more, the device on your wrist has come a really, really long way. It's a story of reinvention and game changing partnerships. And, it leaves us with a pretty fascinating question to think about. As our watches keep getting smarter, what on earth should they learn to do next?